Now you know how much I make and how much my living expenses. What else do you need? Go. Hey everyone, it's Winta here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. So this video is actually going to go up tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, and you're probably wondering what, but yeah, so we've started this new thing where we are posting on weekends and on Wednesdays. So we're doing it this way. We might change it, I don't know, but we're doing more of a vlog on weekends, and during the week on a Wednesday we're posting informative or some kind of like sit down talk, just because people like both the vlog and the sit down, and so we're trying to find a routine for it, and this is what we've come up with for now, but we'll see how that works. So yeah, you don't want to miss any of the videos, so don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, so you probably already know what we're going to talk about by looking at the title, and you are correct. Today we're going to talk about cost of living in South Korea. It's really different actually from the United States, which is where we're from, but I don't know, yeah, we'll see. You'll get to decide
Okay,
yourself. So when we first came to South Korea, we already acknowledged that. We already know that we came through EPIK. So they pretty much told us what to do and what to say. Okay, so yes, we moved to South Korea the 18th, and we did orientation. So school didn't really start, work didn't start until March 1st. So we didn't get paid until the 25th because we get paid the 25th of every month, so we didn't really like go to South Korea and they're like, oh, here is money. Like they said, bring $1,000 each, US dollars, for all your expenses before you get paid. So we did, and we were kind of like stressed out because it was like two of us, so we were like, oh, so we have to bring 2,000. Like we thought it was just like really expensive, but it turns out we didn't even use the entire $1,000 between Sam and I, and we bought like pots and pans and things like kitchenware and some things that we like immediately needed for the apartment, and we still didn't use $1,000. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like talk about like main things, and we're gonna start with rent. So rent is free for us, you guys already know, but the school apparently, so like if the school doesn't provide you with housing, if they don't actually give you an apartment, then they give you 400, like 1,001, which is like about $400. And I guess like that's a decent amount to get an apartment, because otherwise they wouldn't give you that much. So yeah, and I've also talked to some people, and they were like, this average apartment costs about $400 a month. And it's so insane to me because like we paid so much more for our apartment back home, but it was also a lot bigger and stuff like that. DC, Virginia area, I know that like one bedroom apartment's about like 1,100, 1,200 USD, and that's just one bedroom, and it's, you know, considered pretty like average. So yeah, I think that rent, when it comes to like housing and rent, it's definitely cheaper in South Korea. For electricity, we're going to talk about electricity, gas, and Wi-Fi, and it's going to blow your mind. So this is the most expensive bill we have. This one's for electricity only. So this one's for electricity only, and this is the most expensive, like a double, because we've been using the aircon like all day every day, but it is 18 USD for an entire month. That is insane. But yeah, when we're not using it, it goes as low as like 5 USD, which is like mind-blowing. Like it's free. It's pretty much free. So yeah, that's our electric bill. This is literally like the most expensive. I said how low our electric bill was, but I forgot to mention that there are some people that pay a little bit more than us. Not like anything crazy, but just a little more than we do, because some apartments actually charge maintenance fee, and I don't know what all it includes, but I know that it's most apartments that have elevators, because it's just like maintaining the elevator, maintaining the apartment, blah blah blah. We don't have elevator. I don't know what they would be maintaining, so we don't pay that. But just to let you know that there are actually people that pay more than ours. Because yes, gas is about like 5,000 won, which is like about, yeah, about like 5 USD, $5. But also, and this is actually funny, in the beginning we thought that they were doing it wrong, so we pretty much told them like, I think you guys are doing it wrong, and they ask, why do you think we're doing it wrong? And it's like, because we've been cooking and we've been like using it so much, but you guys only charge us 5 USD, and they're just like, well yeah, that's the price. So we were mind blown. Wi-Fi, so I guess the apartment comes with Wi-Fi because the person that was here before us had a router of their own, and they were using it, and then they took it with them. So we were confused on how the Wi-Fi would work. Like, we're like, what do we do? So then they came and helped us, and they said, just go buy a little router and then plug it in. And we're like, yeah, but we need to call the company, the Wi-Fi company, you know, and they're just like, there is no such a thing. So we went and bought this small white router for about $25, and we plugged it in, and our Wi-Fi works. And it's like really fast. We actually like upload a YouTube video, download things, and like at the same time, and it's still so fast. And yeah, so we don't really pay for Wi-Fi. We don't have monthly payment. We only paid for the router. Whereas in the US, we used to we had the $70 a month. So we paid 70 USD a month for Wi-Fi. So yeah, and then next is phone bill. My phone actually is pretty much the same exact payment as back home. So it's about like, I pay $49 now a month, and it's unlimited call, text, and data, which is pretty much what we had back home. So that's the same. So meals, food. So for meals, honestly, it depends what you buy. So like going out to eat really just depends on what you eat. So if you decide you just want like a Korean food, like you just want some soup with rice and like, you know, just side dishes, which will fill you up. It's actually really healthy too, and it's very filling. Like Sam eats a lot. He eats like bigger portions, but he's pretty content with a Korean meal, and it probably will cost 4 USD. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, 4 for 4, except it's a lot healthier. Yeah, but so for like about $4, you could get you a really nice meal. And then, I don't know if you guys are aware of Korean barbecue. It's where usually a group eat it, a group of people like go to eat, and so there in the middle of the table there is a burner, and it's kind of like a grill, and they just give you meat and you cook your meat, and then they always have like sides like kimchi and like rice and like all these things that you can eat it with, like lettuce, so you can put the meat on it and then just wrap it and eat it. It's so delicious. I'm getting hungry just talking about it. But I used to actually go to Korean barbecue in the US and in DC area, and we would usually pay I want to say like $20 per person. And then here, I guess that's one of the more expensive Korean food. and there's actually a place that we go to for it, and we pay, is it 15?
11,000.
Oh. 11,000, so it's about like 10 USD, but it's all you can eat. It's unlimited, so you can just keep cooking and eating until you want to stop. So yeah, it's really cool. So that's the difference in that same thing, like Korean barbecue. But here is so in Korea, we have Western options, Western food options. So like, it's really nice. We're very fortunate to live in a city, so we have so many options. We want Mexican, or just like burgers, or Italian, pizza, pasta, like, you know, there's so many options. But the Western food are way more expensive. So like, they're way more expensive compared to the Korean food, but they're also way more expensive compared to the I think it was like 2 or 3, and it was about like 13,000 won that we paid, and I've never had that expensive tacos like that in the States, especially in Florida. You get, and then a burger would be like, with fries, it would be like around like 15,000 won, which is close to like $14, and it's just really expensive. Like, I've never had burgers and fries that were that expensive, unless we went to like a really bougie restaurant, but I never really get burgers in a bougie restaurant anyway. So yeah, it's if you want to like save money here, just eat Korean food. I mean, if you don't like it, I understand, but yeah, Korean food's really good. So that's meals. For groceries, it's a little complicated. So there are some things that are like super expensive. It's insane. And then there's some things that are like, oh, just normal price, you know? So when, like, fruits and vegetables tend to be a little bit more pricey, but especially fruits and vegetables that are not in season, like, they're just so expensive. So, yeah, one thing that we don't like is that, it's just really like, the fruits and vegetables are expensive, and it's kind of hard with Sam being a vegetarian, because we just want to buy a lot of vegetables. We still do buy our vegetables and fruits. We just try to look for things that are not like off season, because we like all the vegetables. So, but our average grocery would cost around $40, but that's in 2 weeks. We usually don't do grocery shopping every week. We would do enough to last us 2 weeks, and then like toward the end we would pick some things, but like, so $80 a month, and that's all vegetarian things. So we don't really buy meat. That's the one thing we don't buy, is meat, and not too much dairy. But we buy like rice and beans and pasta and like all the vegetables and fruits. And I think that it was pretty much like that back in the States. That's also how much we would spend, but we had more variety. So we had transportation. We don't have a car. We don't drive here, so we use bus, train, or taxis. Sometimes we use taxis. So trains cut off at 11:30 on weekends and weekdays. So if we're out and we want to stay later than 11:30, sometimes we're literally sitting in our friend's house. We're like, yeah, we're not getting up. So for 20 minutes, we probably would pay about $10, which is pretty reasonable. But I take a bus to one of my schools. I take a train to the other school. So I could walk sometimes, but you know, that's just okay. So sorry, had to get the currency exchange. So for bus, we pay 1,200 Korean won, which is exactly $1 USD. So we pay $1 for bus, and then for subway we pay $1.08, which is really nice. Also, if let's say sometimes I just like take the bus and quickly come home, and then I like just change, and then Sam and I go out again. I think it's like 30 minutes that you have. It's like transfer time. So like if I took the bus and then I come home, and then within the 30 minutes I go out again, I pretty much don't pay again. Like when I scan my card, it just says 0, because it's like between the transfer time. So that's really nice actually, because we do that often, like where I come from work and then we go out. So that saves, you know, money. But either way, it's really cheap. Transportation is really cheap, and we've really gotten to enjoy like walking places and just taking the bus, and yeah. So I did not take public transportation in Florida, but I did take it in DC, and it's only when I went to visit my family, so I didn't really pay attention to that. But I feel like if you added up how much you would pay for gas and how much you'd pay here for transportation, it definitely is a lot lower here. The transportation here is a lot lower. So yeah. So lastly, for drinks, we're gonna talk about drinks, but I consume a lot of coffee, so that's what we're gonna talk about. And then Sam drinks a lot of water, so and tea. So those are the only things we pretty much buy. For coffee is about. So I have this favorite coffee shop called Oven Dutch, and it's like Dutch coffee, but it's so good. And they actually have the flavors that we have in the United States. It would cost about $2,800. At least my order costs $2,800, which is like $2.50, I think.
$2.25.
$2.25. So I think that's an average, and like that's a big size. So yeah, that's about the price that I would pay for a Dunkin' coffee. So yeah, but Starbucks is way too expensive here, which is so weird. So yeah, I think we paid like $6 or $5 for a tall, just iced coffee. So yeah, Starbucks I avoid, even though, and it doesn't really taste the same. So yeah, but I also like, I don't buy coffee every day. In the States as well, I didn't buy coffee out every day. I also make coffee, but we got this nice Colombian coffee from Costco here. So Colombian coffee, 100% Colombian coffee. This is not sponsored at all. So good. So yeah, this is what we use during the week. Sam, my lovely husband, makes me coffee every morning, unless I'm buying coffee out. So that can was, how much did it cost? Like $8, which I think. And then water. Do we buy water?
Every once in a while.
I usually refill my water bottle at work, so I don't know. 6 2-liters for $3. But did we buy water? Yeah, we bought like sometimes if we buy the 12 case, 12, like it would be $3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the same pretty much.
Yeah, so it's about the same. So really, the only big major like difference is I would say like electricity, like the bills for gas, electric, and Wi-Fi. And now you know rent. How much I make and how much my living expenses. What else do you want to know? So that is the cost of living in Korea. If you'd like to move, let me know. If you'd like me to find you an apartment, let me know. I got you. Just come here. And if you want a job, let me know. But yeah, other than that, that's all I have for you today. I hope this was informative. I hope that you got a little perspective of what living costs here, and just for the knowledge aspect is also good. But yeah, this is all I have, and like I said earlier, we post every weekend and Wednesday, so you don't want to miss any videos. So go ahead and click on that subscribe button, and if you have any questions, comment below. And if you want to see my beautiful face, just click on that video. Or not, but yeah. So that's all I have. Bye.